Ladies and gentlemen, students of destiny, hear me today. You don't need another goal. You don't need another vision board. You don't need another confirmation. So many people come to me with a vision. They come with dreams burning inside their hearts, ideas lighting up their minds, and a deep desire to change their lives for the better. But what I notice is this: many have vision, but few have the endurance to walk the road that vision demands. Vision is a good start, but it is not the finish line. Vision is the spark. Consistency is the fire that carries it forward. Listen carefully, dreams don't die because they are impossible. No, dreams die because people stop showing up. They fade away not because the goal was beyond reach, but because the person chasing it got tired, distracted, or discouraged. You see, vision is like a destination on a map. It tells you where you want to go. But without the steady, relentless step-by-step movement, without showing up day after day, that vision remains just a picture on a wall. Consistency is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It is the pathway that connects your vision to your victory. Without it, the gap remains uncrossed. You can have all the talent in the world, all the opportunities laid out before you, but if you do not consistently show up and do the work, your dreams will wither and die. Why does consistency matter so much? Because life will challenge you. The excitement you felt on day one will fade. The world will whisper doubts in your ear. Others may laugh at your dreams or tell you it's impossible. But consistency keeps you moving when motivation fades. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. But consistency is discipline in action. It says, I will keep going whether I feel like it or not. Think about a farmer planting seeds. The farmer does not plant the seeds once and then sit down waiting for a miracle. No, the farmer waters the seeds daily, removes weeds, nurtures the soil, and protects the crops from pests. It's the daily, consistent effort that eventually brings forth the harvest. Your vision is like the seed, but the harvest comes only through your daily, faithful work. Some of you are waiting for a break before you start working hard, or maybe you're hoping for motivation to stay consistent. But I'm telling you today, consistency creates the breakthrough. It is the humble, sometimes boring, unglamorous steps repeated every day that build momentum. Momentum builds habits. Habits build character. And character births success. There's a reason why so many talented people fail. They don't keep showing up. They get discouraged after one setback. They give up after the first no. They lose faith when the results don't come overnight. But the people who win, the people who reach their destiny, are the ones who refuse to quit. They understand that success is not a single moment, but a journey paved with consistent effort. Sometimes, consistency means doing the hard things when no one is watching. It means working on your goals quietly and diligently, even if it feels like you are invisible. Don't be deceived by what you see on the outside. Behind every great success story is a long story of perseverance, of consistent work done in silence. The world only celebrates the results, but God honors the process. If you want to build a business, you must consistently learn, plan, and execute. If you want to be healthy, you must consistently eat right and exercise. If you want to grow spiritually, you must consistently pray, read, and seek God. The truth is, excellence demands consistency. Let me be real with you, consistency is hard. It requires self-control and sacrifice. It requires you to do what you don't want to do because you know what you want to become. And yes, sometimes it will feel like you're moving slowly, like you're taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But keep going, keep showing up, because consistency creates a rhythm that trains your mind and body to succeed. Your consistency is your testimony in the making. Every day you resist giving up. Every time you force yourself to keep going, you are building the bridge from where you are to where God wants you to be. You are declaring that your vision is not a dream that dies at midnight, but a calling that demands your faithfulness. Remember, success is not about giant leaps. It's about steady, faithful steps. It's about the decision to rise each morning with a purpose and to move forward no matter how small the progress may seem. Your victory depends on your ability to be faithful to the process, even when the results are not yet visible. So, I challenge you today. Force yourself to be consistent. Show up when you don't feel like it. Do the work when you're tired. Keep the faith when it feels like no one is watching. Because it's in those moments when you push past your feelings and keep going that your vision begins to become reality. The bridge from vision to victory is not paved with luck. It is paved with daily, consistent effort. It is paved with perseverance, discipline, and faithfulness. This is your season to build that bridge. This is your moment to force yourself to be consistent. And when you do, you will look back and realize that what you once thought impossible was simply waiting on your refusal to quit. Many people make the mistake of thinking that success comes from feeling inspired all the time. They believe that if they just feel right, if they are motivated or excited, then everything will fall into place. But that's a dangerous lie. Feelings are unreliable. Feelings come and go like the weather. One day you feel strong and ready to conquer the world. The next day you feel weak and defeated. You cannot trust your emotions to carry you through the journey of life, the climb to your dreams, or the grind of success. Discipline is what makes the difference. Discipline is the engine that drives you forward when your emotions want to pull the brakes. It's the engine under the hood that doesn't care if you're tired, sad, or scared. It simply runs, day in and day out, propelling you toward your goal regardless of how you feel. Emotions are passengers on this journey. They have a seat, but they don't get to steer the vehicle. You cannot let your feelings decide your future. If you did, you'd never get out of bed some mornings, you'd quit halfway through your plans, and you'd live a life smaller than the one God destined for you. The moment you allow emotion to take control, you hand your power away. Discipline, on the other hand, is a decision you make. It's a commitment to keep moving forward even when your heart wants to turn back. It's saying yes to the hard work, the early mornings, the late nights, the sacrifice, and the struggle. Discipline is the steady drumbeat that keeps you in rhythm when motivation fades. Think about an athlete training for a competition. They don't train only when they feel like it. They train even when they're sore, tired, or discouraged. They show up every day, pushing through pain and exhaustion because they know that their feelings cannot be trusted to deliver results. Their discipline becomes stronger than their emotions. In your own life, you must cultivate that same kind of discipline. You have to build a fortress of determination inside yourself that protects you from the storms of doubt and discouragement. You have to be willing to do what is necessary, regardless of how you feel, because discipline is what separates those who succeed from those who only dream. Discipline is not punishment, it is freedom. It frees you from the tyranny of your feelings. When you build discipline, you're not bound to the ups and downs of emotion. Instead, you create consistency, and consistency is the pathway to greatness. I want to be very clear. Discipline is a spiritual muscle. It grows stronger the more you exercise it. The first few times you push through discomfort, you'll feel like giving up. But if you keep at it, if you refuse to quit, discipline will become a natural part of who you are. It will no longer feel like a battle. It will become your lifestyle. Your dreams require you to build this discipline. No matter how talented or gifted you are, if you lack discipline, your dreams will remain distant. Talent may open doors, but discipline is what walks you through them. Discipline will keep you in the game when talent alone gives up. Many of you are waiting for the right mood or the perfect moment. But that moment rarely comes. The truth is, you have to create the moment with your discipline. You have to force yourself to get started and keep going. You have to make a covenant with yourself to act, regardless of your feelings. Let me say it like this. Discipline is the hand that steadies the plow in the fields of your life. Your emotions may want to throw down the tools and rest, but discipline says, keep going. It says, your harvest is coming. It says success is not about feeling good every day. It's about doing good every day. You want to be successful. You want to build the life you've dreamed of. Then don't wait for your feelings to catch up to your dreams. Instead, take control and force discipline to be your engine. Make it your driver. Let it carry you through the rough terrain, the dry seasons, and the moments when hope seems distant. Remember, the most successful people in the world are not those who woke up motivated every day. They are those who showed up disciplined every day. They are those who worked hard when no one was watching, who kept their promises to themselves, who refused to quit because they understood that discipline is the fuel that turns vision into reality. This is your call to action. Start building that engine today. Build discipline in your habits, your decisions, your mindset. Train yourself to do what must be done regardless of how you feel. And watch how your life changes when you no longer depend on emotions to get you through. The road to your destiny is long and sometimes difficult, but with discipline as your engine, you will travel it with power and purpose. Your dreams are waiting on your ability to discipline yourself. Your victory depends on it, so force yourself to be disciplined. Let discipline be the engine that moves you forward, while emotions remain the passengers who cheer you on from the sidelines. There is a misconception that success demands giant leaps, dramatic changes, and monumental efforts all at once. Many people believe that they must overhaul their lives overnight or perform spectacular feats to reach their goals. But the truth is, small steps taken consistently every day outweigh occasional big leaps. The steady, daily progress, no matter how tiny, will always beat sporadic bursts of effort. Let me tell you something important: success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's a long-distance race that requires endurance, patience, and steady pacing. If you try to run the whole race in one burst, you'll burn out quickly. But if you take small, purposeful steps each day, you build momentum that carries you forward and sustains you for the long haul. Think about the natural world. A mighty river is not formed by one massive flood. It is created by countless drops of water, flowing day after day, year after year. Trees don't grow tall overnight. They grow slowly, one ring at a time, year after year, reaching heights only because they persistently push through seasons, storms, and droughts. Your progress works the same way. The problem with many of us is that we look for instant results. We want success to show up fast so we can celebrate quickly and move on. But life doesn't work that way. Big results are the sum of many small, faithful actions. Each time you make a choice to do something productive, even if it seems insignificant, you are laying a brick in the foundation of your future success. Small steps daily also build habits. Habits are powerful because they operate beneath the surface. You don't have to think hard about brushing your teeth or tying your shoes. You just do it automatically. When you take small steps consistently, those actions become habits that free your mind to focus on bigger things. Habits are the invisible architecture of achievement. Sometimes we are discouraged because we don't see immediate change. We think, I worked hard today, but nothing happened. But the change is happening beneath the surface. Like a seed germinating underground, your small daily efforts are preparing the soil for a harvest you can't see yet. Patience is key. Let me remind you, some of the greatest successes in history were not sudden explosions but steady climbs. The author who writes one page every day eventually completes a book. The entrepreneur who makes one small improvement daily eventually builds a thriving business. The athlete who trains a little bit every day eventually wins the championship. It's also important to realize that small steps protect you from overwhelm. When your goal seems too big, it can paralyze you with fear. But breaking it down into manageable daily actions keeps you moving forward without anxiety. Small steps reduce the pressure and increase your confidence. Small steps also keep you flexible. When you take daily actions, you have the chance to adjust, learn, and improve constantly. You don't have to get everything perfect right away. You can make corrections and keep growing without derailing your progress. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but what about motivation? What if I don't feel like taking even small steps? That's where the power of commitment comes in. You don't have to wait for motivation. You can commit to doing something small today and keep that commitment every day. That commitment will build momentum, and momentum will carry you when motivation fails. This principle applies in every area of life: spiritual growth, education, career, health, relationships. If you want to grow spiritually, pray a little every day. If you want to get healthy, exercise a few minutes each day. If you want to improve your skills, study a little bit daily. Those small steps, repeated over time, will transform your life. Small steps also teach you perseverance. When you see progress, even tiny progress, it fuels your determination to keep going. You build confidence with each step, which makes the next step easier. You learn to trust the process and to trust yourself. Don't underestimate the power of small victories. Every day you choose discipline over distraction, action over procrastination, faith over fear, you win. These daily wins compound into larger victories that change your life. The key is to be consistent. It's not about the size of the step. It's about the rhythm of your movement. A small step today, a small step tomorrow, repeated over and over, becomes unstoppable momentum. Remember, giants are made from tiny stones stacked one on top of another. Your dreams are made from tiny steps taken faithfully day after day. Don't rush. Don't get discouraged. Just keep stepping. So I challenge you, take a small step today. Take another one tomorrow. Build the habit of progress. Let your consistency carve a path to your success that no setback can erase. Small steps daily will always beat big steps occasionally. Let that truth settle deep inside you and guide your journey. Too often, people live as though their future is a distant dream, something they'll get to someday, when the time is right or when circumstances change. But here's a truth that can shake the very foundation of your mindset. Your future demands your present obedience. What you do today shapes the life you will live tomorrow. Your future is not waiting on luck, chance, or a sudden miracle. It's waiting on you to be faithful in the small things right now. Every great destiny is built on the foundation of obedience to what must be done today. Obedience is not just about following rules. It's about being faithful to the process, being diligent in your responsibilities, and doing what you know to be right even when it's difficult or inconvenient. Your future self is depending on you to show up now and do the work. Think about a farmer who wants a harvest 6 months from now. The farmer doesn't wait until harvest time to start planting, watering, and nurturing the crops. The farmer works every day, day after day, preparing the soil, planting the seeds, protecting the fields. The harvest depends on that present obedience. Without it, there is no future harvest. Your life works the same way. The future you desire, the career, the family, the health, the peace, the financial freedom won't simply fall into your lap. It is a product of the choices you make every single day. The decisions you make in this moment ripple into eternity. When you obey the call to work hard, to learn, to grow, and to persevere today, you are investing in your future victory. Obedience to your daily responsibilities may feel mundane. It may seem boring or repetitive. You might think, what difference does one more day of effort make? But every moment of obedience counts. Every moment of discipline builds strength, character, and momentum. Every choice you make either brings you closer to your future or moves you further away. The challenge is that obedience requires faith. It requires trust that what you do today matters for tomorrow. It requires the humility to do what's necessary even when you don't see immediate results or recognition. Sometimes obedience means planting seeds in faith, trusting that God or the universe will bring the harvest in time. You see, your future cannot grow in a field of disobedience or neglect. It cannot be nurtured by laziness or delay. Your future demands your present obedience. If you want to be successful, you must obey the call to work hard, to be consistent, and to keep going even when the path is unclear. Your future also demands the obedience of your heart and mind. This means guarding your thoughts, feeding your spirit, and aligning your beliefs with your goals. If your heart is not obedient, if your mind is filled with doubt and fear, your future will be blocked by the very things you allow in your present. Obedience is a form of spiritual alignment. When you obey the small nudges, whether it's to pray, to study, to reach out, to change a habit, you are aligning yourself with a higher purpose. You are preparing yourself to receive the blessings and opportunities that are waiting on the other side of obedience. I want you to hear this clearly. Your future will never exceed the level of your present obedience. If you want a better future, you must live a better present. If you want to walk in newness of life, you must obey the call to change now. If you want to experience breakthrough, you must be faithful in the breakthrough preparation. Many people delay obedience because it requires sacrifice. It requires saying no to distractions, no to easy pleasures, no to comfort. It demands hard work, patience, and endurance, but the reward is worth it. Obedience is the path that leads from where you are to where you're meant to be. Think about the heroes in history and scripture who obeyed even when it was hard. Abraham obeyed when called to leave his home without knowing where he was going. Moses obeyed when he led his people through the wilderness. Jesus obeyed even to the point of the cross. Their futures and ours were shaped by their obedience in the present moment. Your future is not waiting for you to feel ready. It is waiting for you to be faithful. It is waiting for you to say yes to the small disciplines, the daily efforts, the moments of sacrifice. It is waiting for you to obey the call on your life. So today, make a decision to obey. Obey the voice that tells you to keep going. Obey the discipline that builds your character. Obey the habits that shape your success. Obey the principles that lead to victory. Your future depends on it. Your destiny demands it. Do not waste your present by procrastinating or doubting. Do not delay your obedience by waiting for perfect conditions or a sign. The only way forward is through faithfulness now. When you obey today, you are investing in a future filled with hope, abundance, and purpose. You are building a legacy that will outlive you. Remember this: obedience in the present is the seed from which your future grows. Sow wisely, sow faithfully, and watch God bring the increase in His perfect timing. There is a hidden power in accountability that many people overlook. You see, when you try to walk the path of success alone, you carry the weight of your dreams and struggles by yourself. You face temptation, distractions, and discouragement without support. But accountability changes everything. It amplifies your progress, sharpens your focus, and propels you toward your goals faster than you can imagine. Accountability means having someone, or a group of people, who know your goals, who check in on your progress, who hold you responsible when you want to quit, and who celebrate with you when you succeed. It means stepping out of isolation and into community. It means saying, I cannot do this alone, and I don't have to. This is not weakness, it is wisdom. When you are accountable, you are less likely to give up because you don't want to let others down. You become aware that your actions affect not only you, but also those who believe in you and stand with you. That awareness creates a powerful motivation to keep going even when the journey gets tough. Think about a runner training for a marathon. If they run alone, it's easy to skip a day, to lose motivation. But when they train with a coach or a group, they push harder, run longer, and stay committed. The coach and teammates hold them accountable. They remind them of the goal and encourage them when the road is hard. Your journey works the same way. Accountability is also a mirror. It reflects your true progress. Sometimes, when we're alone, it's easy to deceive ourselves with excuses or to hide the truth of how far we've come or how much we've strayed. But when you are accountable, you have to be honest. That honesty brings clarity. It helps you see what's working and what needs to change. Without accountability, you risk drifting off course. You risk settling for less than your best. You risk losing sight of your vision because there's no one to remind you of your why, or to push you back on track when you wander. Community brings strength. When you surround yourself with people who share your values, who encourage your growth, and who expect your best, you create an environment where success is not just possible, it's inevitable. Accountability is the engine of that environment. Sometimes accountability is uncomfortable. It requires humility. It requires vulnerability. It means admitting when you've made mistakes or fallen short. But this discomfort is a necessary part of growth. When you embrace accountability, you open the door to correction, encouragement, and improvement. You must choose your accountability partners wisely. They should be people who genuinely want to see you succeed, who will challenge you lovingly, and who will hold you to high standards. Surround yourself with those who lift you up and refuse to let you settle for mediocrity. Accountability also teaches discipline. When you know someone is watching, you become more disciplined in your actions. You become more intentional with your time. You learn to prioritize what matters most. This discipline is a cornerstone of consistent progress. In addition, accountability fuels perseverance. On days when you feel like giving up, your accountability partners remind you of your purpose. They encourage you to keep pushing, to keep grinding, to keep believing. Their faith in you strengthens your faith in yourself. Let me be clear. Accountability is not about control or judgment. It's about support and growth. It's about walking the road together and helping each other become the best versions of ourselves. The Bible says in Proverbs, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Accountability is the sharpening process. It hones your skills, your mindset, and your character. It prepares you for the challenges and victories ahead. Your progress is amplified when you step into accountability because it turns your journey into a shared mission. You are not alone. You are part of a team, a family, a community, and together you push forward with greater strength and determination. So, I challenge you today to seek out accountability. Find your tribe, your mentors, your coaches, your friends who will hold you accountable. Be willing to be transparent about your goals and your struggles. Welcome their guidance and correction. When you do this, you unlock a new level of growth. You amplify your progress. You accelerate your journey toward your vision and victory. Remember, you are not meant to do life alone. Accountability is God's way of connecting us, strengthening us, and moving us forward together. Step into accountability, watch how your progress skyrockets, and celebrate the victories that come when you refuse to walk the journey alone. So now, hear me clearly. Consistency is not a suggestion. It is a command for anyone serious about their destiny. It is the bridge that connects your dreams to your reality. You must force yourself to be consistent because consistency is the engine that never quits, the muscle that grows stronger with every effort, the pathway that leads to victory. Discipline will carry you when your feelings fail. Small steps, taken daily, will build mountains from the smallest stones. Your future demands your obedience today. It won't wait for your readiness or convenience. And when you surround yourself with accountability, your progress is no longer just possible. It becomes unstoppable. You have everything you need to succeed inside you right now. What you need is to make a decision to be faithful in the small, to show up every day, to obey the call, to trust the process, and to walk the path even when it's hard. Remember, greatness is not an accident. It is the product of relentless consistency fueled by discipline, patience, obedience, and community. So force yourself to be consistent. Refuse to give up, refuse to settle, and refuse to allow your feelings or circumstances to dictate your destiny. The time is now. The power is in your hands. Step into your greatness by being consistent today, tomorrow, and every day after that. Your future is calling, and it demands your consistency,